So till Ram Gopal Varma found me, like because of his film, I became a main lead.
Why was the film called Ice Cream?
I scream.
Oh, that's what it's supposed to be.
5 years ago, Bigg Boss was the most traumatic experience in my life. 1 year ago, Bigg Boss was the most peaceful experience of my life.
What changed?
The entire media was on me saying, being a Telugu girl, how can you get nude? I'm like, what do you mean? Like
Telugu girls don't get nude?
What? Let me tell you one more thing. I haven't watched porn.
Are you a loser? Are you a freak? Do you need a lover? Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. Don't bother me.
Welcome to Real Strugglers, where we talk to real filmmakers and actors about their struggles working in the chaotic world of films. Today we have Tejaswi.
Yeah, thank you, Karan Arya.
That's her stage name. Her real name is...
Not. My name is Tejaswi, but nobody ever got it right. I don't know why people don't have the basic responsibility of remembering my name. I always have been called Tejaswini, and I stopped getting irritated with it now, but you did it by purpose, so don't do it.
But I think you should be happy that they're doing it, because they're putting in extra effort to say like an extra syllable in your name.
Which is not my name.
But it's still the extra effort. Like,
Okay, cool. Let's see the positives.
yeah, you have to look at the positives in life. Otherwise, you'll just be unhappy.
But I know Karan from 10 years ago when he was ADing for a movie that I did called Manam. And I did that movie because I was Samantha's friend, and I got that role because I did a Sita Mavaketla Sirmala Chettu before that, which was a very huge casted film, and Samantha became my friend, and then she helped me cast in Manam. And then I saw you walk around a lot.
Yeah, I didn't know what I was doing on set. I was there for like 3 to 4 weeks, and I think I just took photos of the people working on the film. I kept trying to ask people to give me work, but no one would give me anything. They gave me background one day, I told you.
Yeah, but they didn't use your crystal.
No. But is social media abuse like something that is difficult to deal with?
Dude, the kind of social media abuse that I actually went through after Bigg Boss, dude, like for a Telugu girl who actually, like, not the girl that I am right now, because I understood that all that is not really true. People do these things to people who can actually be affected. But right now I'm not affected because I was so affected. I remember like coming out of Bigg Boss and crying and like wanting to like kill myself, because why are people thinking this of me? You know, I'm not this person. Because you want to validate and tell people who you really are, and their misconception makes you feel like, you know, you're perceived the wrong way. But actually that's what made me the person that I am today. You need to get that hardly hit, you know, to grow out of, like, you know, be the phoenix that you are today. But I think social media abuse really like affected my life. I quit films. I wanted to get married. I was like, I don't want to do this. But then I'm like, no, not because of a bunch of idiots who are saying something about me. I should change the way that I am. I think so many people relate to the personality that I am than the actor I am, because of Bigg Boss and because of how I talk in interviews.
So is Bigg Boss staged? Were you a different person over there?
No, I wasn't a different person. It is not staged, but like they do tell you like to be entertaining enough and not be yourself fully. Because the first time I went there, like, you know, there's a guy, would you be okay flirting with him? I'm like, yeah, but like you don't plan to flirt with people, but this was planned. And then when I went and did it, that was the biggest controversial shit out there. They're like, why did you flirt with him?
Do you still flirt with him?
No, I don't. I had to do it, so I did it. I actually started my career because of dancing. You know that, right?
Yeah,
I was a dance teacher, then I became an actress. This paid better, so I was like, okay.
Acting paid better.
Yeah, 100%.
But why did you want to become an actor? Was there any
Actually,
particular
I
reason?
never wanted to become an actor. I never really looked for it or like wanted the fame that I have right now. I was always an expressive child. Like I did a lot of drama, dancing. Actually, it's mostly...
Wait, drama as in like you did drama in life, or you did like plays?
I did both. Actually, I was a very extremely hyperactive, dramatic child in every room, like from childhood. And that was not because I wanted attention. A lot of people thought that, you know, this is the childhood issues or whatever. But I really like to be that person in a room, like the person who brings something to the room. And then people saw me and then like, you know, you should try films. And I'm like, no, I don't want to be an actor. I want to be a dancer. And I was a dancer. I was a dance teacher. I did a lot of sangeets, people actually know me in Hyderabad more like a dance teacher than an actor because I didn't really make it in films. My first few films were very famous films, but I did very small roles in them. But it still got me recognition. It got me a lot of work. It sustained me for almost 10 years now. I earn a living because of films. But honestly, it was never my goal. And I really feel like now, after 10 years of working, generally when you play an instrument or like when you try to master any art, you have to do it for a certain amount of time. To, at least 10,000 hours, they say. 20,000 hours, you get good at it. So I think I've finished that period in my life, and now maybe I'm...
So you're saying you weren't good until now? Now this is the 11,000th hour and suddenly you're starting to get better.
Yeah, I did. You practiced it so much, right?
But, so wait, how did the first film land then? Like, how did you get it?
Oh, you have to do it. It's a funny story. So I also did something called Miss Hyderabad, okay? And I was
Is it affiliated with Miss India?
Yes,
Okay.
100%, femina only.
Okay.
So I was in college and one of my friend wanted to play a prank on me, saying, one of my very ugly passport size photos, they gave it on to these guys who came to like pick girls from St. Francis.
Okay.
And they put my name and they said, I'm interested in it. So I got selected into the 1,000 girls that got selected in Hyderabad. I went and told a friend of mine that I got selected onto something like this, please drop me. And he's like, see, let me tell you the truth. You're not made for all of this. And you play basketball. You're so dark and ugly. Why would you want to like go make a
He
fool
called
of
you dark and ugly.
Yes, my friends are very real about how I looked back then. And I was, because I used to play basketball. I used to play states and nationals, and I was always into sport. I was actually a lot into dancing and sports rather than drama or like acting at all. So then I went on to this and I got selected into the top 15. And then I was the runner-up for this show. And no, it was not called Miss India. Miss India happened then next. It was called Dabur Gulabri Fresh Face. This was in 2011.
So you are the second freshest face.
Yeah. It was not fresh at all. I have to show you this picture. That's the first time I ever did my eyebrows, my upper lip. Till then, I didn't even know all these things exist.
So you had a mustache and a unibrow.
No, just the things that girls used to do, like in inter and degree. I still didn't start doing them. I didn't know how to groom myself. I was almost like a boy. And even my newspaper article after I became the runner-up was saying I was a tomboy who became a girl. So someone saw this newspaper article and they asked me to come to Dil Raju's office. And I went in like torn jeans, like I was into this goth mode back then. Like I had like full, like I had bracelets all over my hand. This college.
Fuck bands.
Yes, not fuck bands.
They were called fuck bands.
Not the bands, dude, beads. Listen to me.
Oh, like this.
Exactly. See, he's still wearing fuck bands. So I used to wear beads like this. I had like goth eyes and I used to listen to Pink Floyd. That was this phase of my life.
So you were cool.
I was. I was. And then I went and I met this director and he's like, where are you from? I said, sir, I'm a Telugu girl. He's like, then why do you look like this?
Meaning, what should you look like?
Because I looked like too trashy for a Telugu girl. Because the girls who went to auditions went in chudidars and like buttu and jada. Because the movie was Dil Raju's production, Seethamma Vaketla Sirumalla Chettu. They were casting for a very Telugu looking girl. And I went like a dude. And a gothic dude, like not even a normal dude. So then like, do you
So Amrita Rao main hu na.
Correct, 100%. That's exactly how I looked. The director said, I really want to see you in a different avatar and like you wear these things because in the movie, we want a girl who looks Telugu. We don't want a girl who looks like this. So second day, I had to go back to an audition in which I didn't have to wear any of my makeup. So they dressed me up. They took a picture and they called Samantha and Samantha was there. Second day that I went and then they said I'm playing her sister. I was so happy. I was like, wow. And then I asked them how much they'd pay me. They're like, you're going to get 5,000 per day and this is 40 days. For a college kid who's in second year, who just won something like runner-up, that didn't give me any money obviously. Gave me a bouquet like a sash and said, you're the winner. Because winner got a nano. Ritu got a nano. That was the winning prize of that show. Anyways, the runners didn't get anything. So this was my first paying job.
Yeah.
And I really got excited. And Then I saw there were 4 poor sisters. And the movie had like 500 people as a cast, but I was like, how does it matter? I get to see Mahesh Babu, I get to see Venkatesh, I get to like be on set, I get paid for it, and I'm still in college. If you look at me right now and you look at me in that picture, I'm unrecognizable. I got heart attack, which is Puri Jagannath, and I got to go to Spain for 40 days and do a role of a girl who's born and brought up in Spain. And it was like a big thing for me. Like first was Sitamaklo, second heart attack, third was Manam. And this is all like I was in college, I was getting out of college, and then I got out of college. This is the last 2 years of my college. I didn't have anybody to take care of me. I had to take care of myself first. So whatever came to my like hand, I just immediately grabbed it without even thinking that, you know, I want to be this or be that. It was just like, whatever I get, I'm going to do it. So so I was still dancing. I was still acting. I was going to HPS and teaching dance. I was doing sangeets. I did over 60 sangeets. So I think I've worked so much from the age of 18 to 24. Like people wouldn't have done that much work in 10 years. I just kept working.
So then you did your first couple of films, and were you happy about doing what you were doing? Did you enjoy the work?
Yes, that's what made me continue acting, because I always enjoyed working on films. I enjoyed acting and I was so good at it naturally. But there were times that people made me feel really bad about not being a good actor also, and then they wanted me to just do what they wanted me to do. Like I was just a putla. Like
So like there was a bit of typecasting involved.
Yes, 100%. And also I feel like when you start off as a sidey role, like I was playing Samantha's sister, right? So till Ram Gopal Varma found me, he made me an actress. Like because of his film, I became a main lead. Otherwise, till then I was a sister or a dude or a friend or like someone who's right there. And every director only told me to be this, like be happy, bubbly. That's the only thing they told me to do. And I was that naturally, right?
What was Ice Cream like? Why was the film called Ice Cream?
I have to tell you this. So when I was doing Heart Attack, I went to Spain, and when I was leaving to Spain, RGV saw me at the airport, obviously jumping around, and then like, who's this girl? And he asked Puri Jagannath about me, saying, you know, I really want to cast this girl. And then when I came back from Spain, I went and met RGV, and he's like, we're doing Paranormal Activity in Telugu. That's about it. I'm like, wow, that's amazing. Then he said, it's called Ice Cream. I cream.
Oh, that's what it's supposed to be. I thought it was like a sex reference. Because, like, come on, if you think of RGV, you only think of sex.
See, now-
Sex and gangsters.
I really thought when I first met him. See, I was a kid who saw Rangila, I saw Rakta Charitra, I saw Sarkar, and like these are the movies that he
Satya.
made. Satya, sorry, not Sarkar also he made.
Yeah, Sarkar was meant. But
So
Satya
I was
better.
like, whatever he makes, there is going to be an intellectual quotient to it, because I never thought RGV to be a sexist director that he is like right now with Guns and Thighs or the threesome movies that he's making. But that started off with Ice Cream. Let me tell you, I'm the Kobarkai Farish. Navdeep was my hero, and I saw Navdeep's movies when I was in school and college. I'm like, wow, this is a big deal, and I went and did. He shot the entire movie in 7 days in one house, and he finished. And I'm like, this is genius. Like,
The film did well also.
yeah, he made money out of it. Except me, nobody else got paid. I got paid because I played the trauma card again, saying, sir, I really need the money. Like, you know, I can't afford to act for free and, you know, do these things for free. So he gave me 50,000. I was getting more from other movies that I did, but he gave me something like
But this is your first leading role, though.
Yes,
right?
100%.
So it's that sacrifice that you're making. When you get a leading role, you don't mind taking a little pay cut.
Correct. And also, like, for someone to make... So all the girls who were introduced by RGV, all the actresses that I know of, like Antara and like so many actresses who were RGV's actresses who made it big in their life. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll get into that league, you know, and from playing someone's sister, this small roles to play a main lead in RGV's movie was like amazing. But did you know why the movie did so well? Because there was a rumor or like a, what is it called? It's a publicity stunt that we said saying I got nude in the film.
Oh, I heard this. I heard this.
It was a newspaper article saying.
But did you?
No.
Oh, okay.
If I got nude also, like, would you get to see it? It's a Telugu film, like with censor board. what is the point of me getting nude for RGV? What are you gonna do?
I mean, in my head, when a Telugu films that is released in theatre says that there's a nude scene, I'd imagine close up from here to here,
Shoulders.
where she's wearing some tank top with
100%,
no this thing. You see little cleavage, you assume she's nude.
Yes, that's about it. That's about it. But I'll tell you what, RGV is really smart, okay? He knows how to get people's attention. He knows how to get one person attention also. So this article kind of changed my life. Like everybody from corners of the world called me and they're like, you don't have to do this to make it in films, I'm like, I didn't do it. And they're like, see.
But it's also fine.
Yeah, it's also fine, but it wasn't fine for a lot of Telugu people. And I really feel like all these actors and directors I've worked with before, they all thought like I didn't have to really do that to make it in life because I had the talent. I didn't have to get nude in a film to get attention. But then nobody knew that I didn't really get nude in the film. Only I knew, and the movie released one day after my birthday. My birthday was 3rd July. 4th July, the movie released in 2015. I think the entire media was on me saying, being a Telugu girl, how can you get nude? I'm like, what do you mean? Like
Telugu girls don't get nude?
What? Yeah. My personality took over from that movie's interview saying, I was okay doing a nude film, I was okay doing a nude scene, and what is wrong in that? Because I had an argument with everybody who said, why can't a Telugu girl do this? Because I got really offended saying, you're okay with like a North Indian girl doing this in Telugu movies, but you don't want a Telugu girl to do it.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
Yeah. But I'm really grateful to RGV because if not for him, if not for this movie's experience, I wouldn't have been able to be the personality I am today, because I was sitting alone there on that stage and I was like, yeah, I did this, so what? Like, what is wrong in it? So everybody was like, you didn't have to do it. You were doing such great movies. You were playing such amazing traditional roles. You didn't have to like get out of it. So I think I got typecasted into like she does dirty movies kind of thing right after this movie. So all the good films that were coming to me, everybody just like went back saying, no, like she's the dirty one now.
Now we have to only give us sex films.
Let me tell you one more thing. I haven't watched porn. I was very like shy about watching porn. Me and my friend once wanted to watch it. We went and tried to play it on a DVD player and heard the sounds and I'm like, no, don't want to watch it. So till today, the most porn that I've watched is actually on Netflix.
In an RGV film.
Poor thing is the
I know.
least.
I know.
He actually makes sex look dirty. I feel like it's such a pretty thing. It's such a good thing in life. That's what we are all born out of. Anyway, so after RGV's film, I still did. I think I did.
You got leads after that, though.
Yes, I did. There were more people who didn't believe in whatever like I did before and believed in the talent of me or believed that,
But do you think you're a good actor?
Now I am.
And what do you think changed from then to there?
Experience.
So what do you think makes you a better actor than you were earlier?
I think your confidence levels change through time when you keep going in front of camera over and over again. You start becoming comfortable with the idea to perform or to do things in front of the camera, because I'm so expressive in general, but then sometimes even when there was camera and I had to say things to the camera and like express to the camera, it was a bit awkward for me. Now it's not. Now it's very natural because I kept doing it for a very long time, right?
So there's like a method that people use that helps them in whatever they're doing on screen. For example, some actors follow like a Stanislavski method type technique where you're like...
I never knew about any of these things.
But do you want to?
Actually, no. Because, see, for me, expression came from dancing. So any song that played, I could express to it. I sing it, dance it.
Now, for example, we're doing a scene, say, where you have to scream at some dude.
Yes.
But now, and in my feedback to you as a director is like, listen, I want you to be more angry. If you don't understand the justification of the anger, where it's coming from, how do you draw that in?
So I personally feel like, what are the angriest things that I have seen in life, or what are the anger that I've experienced in my life? I've seen my dad's anger. I've seen how I feel when someone shouts at me. So it comes out of your life's experiences also. So I generally go back to situations where I felt this emotion most from another person and how that other person's face was. So if I have to be angry at you, I remember like, hey, like this is what my anger experience was by someone I saw. So I bring that into my face or into my body saying, so using your own memories is one of the best things to emote according to me.
Sense memory is also a form of acting. It's an
But
acting
see,
technique.
without my knowledge of these techniques, I use them.
Would you ever go for an acting workshop or course?
100% I would, but I would feel extremely awkward probably.
Why would you feel awkward?
Because I don't like breaking down things into like, I don't know, because see, if you ask me to emote, I come from a very different thought in my head saying, so this is how I need to feel here, this is how I need to emote. So that expression comes without any planning. But when you go to like acting schools or something, you know how you have to put your eyes, how you have to put your mouth, how you have to have your facial expressions. I feel like with so much planning, I feel like my real expression would die.
But I don't think that's necessarily true. Like I
For
think,
me it is.
But you said you rely on like your past experiences. So now, for example, you are feeling sad the scene, and you have to like go back to a memory that's a difficult memory for you. Does that have a negative side effect on you in terms of your own personality?
It's very hard to get out of it sometimes because you go. I also feel like it's sometimes very insensitive to use your own like sadness to bring it into a scene like this because see, a lot of times I had to cry, okay, and then I naturally cry. I never use glycerine. There are times where there were like people who die in the scene and I had to cry for them. So I remember like how I felt like when my mom died and like I wept, okay, and then after the shot got over, I couldn't stop. Like you go back into these things and then suddenly like it's very hard to get out of them. So using these memories or also have side effects on you because sometimes it's for a scene and it also makes you feel so stupid and insensitive for bringing out your own huge traumas to just get over with a scene.
Someone told me
must
that
have
you
gone-
have to ask her about Bigg Boss.
Yeah, Bigg Boss is the most. I think I went. So let me tell you, I went Bigg Boss twice. Okay, OTT also, the one last year, and I went to Bigg Boss 5 years ago. 5 years ago, Bigg Boss was the most traumatic experience in my life. 1 year ago, Bigg Boss was the most peaceful experience of my life.
What changed?
I.
Oh, you changed. The show didn't change.
Yeah, the show remains. See, nothing changes. Your outlook changes, your perspective changes, your ideas about work change. Because, like you said, we were talking about how do you do a scene when you get a dialogue now. When you first, in your first films, when you get a dialogue, you're so stressed about how you should perform, what you should do, how it should come out. Rather than actually emoting what's written there, you're always wanting to like blow out an Oscar scene immediately when you get a paper. But when you actually don't have that kind of stress, you actually express more easily. For me, I can express so much more easily now than 10 years ago. I remember in Manam, there was a scene in a supermarket where I had to just say, and I couldn't say it.
You couldn't say,
Yeah, you know why? Because I said, and I said, oh. I said, so many hours existed, I didn't know. And after like having a cut, and this is with Nagarjuna and Samantha in the scene, and there's so much stress to like perform in front of them, Vikram directing it, saying, you can't say, huh? And that kills you, right? Like in that moment, like all the confidence that you had, everything just dies. And then you just become a bad actor because you're so insecure at the moment. I feel like insecurity is one of the things that dies through time when you keep acting.
But okay, yeah, that's actually a very interesting point you brought out that like actors are, I mean, if you're an actor, you have to be willingly vulnerable on camera because you are trying to express something that is a lot deeper than what
Or you know of.
Yeah. But do you think that's a difficult line that a director needs to handle? Like, for example, now, if I was to direct you in a scene and I said something that was like, can you not be sad? Can you not do this? Or can you like basically...
See, there is a way of saying these things also, right? Like now you being you be like, I don't want it like this. Can you do it in another way? This sucks. Like you're so bad at it. This is a funny way of saying it. But then if there's like a larger set looking at you, there are 100 people looking at you, there's a huge director and they're like, can't you do this? And that like kills you in that moment.
It shakes your confidence.
It makes you feel very shameful about yourself. And that kind of kills the emotion comes from confidence only, according to me.
Yeah.
Like you cannot emote something being under confidence.
But you have to be comfortable in the situation you're in.
Exactly. And if the and after a couple of cuts, when you know you're not able to do it, and continuously the same, like if you're hitting the nail in the same place and it's going deeper, you die. Like I died. I think that was the only experience I remember till today that I was such a bad actor at. That's because I was so like, shit, I'm not doing a good job, and like, fuck, everybody's looking at me, and I just got worse. I didn't get better.
How did you get over that type of insecurity though?
Like I said, as a person, you change a lot in life with these experiences. You realize that this is not your issue. This is the issue of the other person about how comfortable, because I worked with so many people later who made me feel so comfortable when I even didn't do a scene well, saying, you know, you're bringing, like recently I worked with Anish and I mean people who you know, they're like, we don't want Teju at all. We don't want hands. We don't want head. We don't want your hyper self. We want this character. She is like this. So how a director explains it to the actor is also really important for the actor. And it's not bad, you know, like you can become another character if it's probably properly understood. If it's not understood and you have to bring out this character that doesn't exist, like it's only your own imagination you put, right? You can't really know what the director is imagining, and he tells you his imagination. It's very easy to put your imagination and his together and bring out the scene. So I feel like communication is the most important. And I think a lot of times here, most people, because they're so vexed up, they're doing such big sets, and they don't want to waste any time communicating to each and every single actor on set. I saw a lot of actors got kicked out, you know. Like I remember there was a guy, poor thing, he was so stressed while he was saying a dialogue to me, and after 5 dialogue, like he was cutting, we were wasting a lot of time, and then they just threw him out. And I felt so bad because I was also in those situations before, but it is what it is.
Has that ever happened to you where you were fired from a film?
No, not luckily, no.
Not yet.
Not yet. Maybe
there's
soon.
still hope.
No, I don't think I'll be ever kicked out because I'm pretty understanding of the situation. I don't bring out my own ego saying, who are you to say this to me and everything. I understand if someone is shouting at me, he's a weaker person. He doesn't have more knowledge about other people's, you know, emotions or place. So I think when you have that understanding about people's anger, now if anybody shouts at me, I look at him as a weak person than me getting angry at them.
No, people who get angry in
Are
a work,
weak.
they're weak, and they also lack the communication skills and the understanding of their own work to be able to
Bring it out.
from the other person, right? Because at the end of the day, like if you get an actor like all riled up and uncomfortable in a scene, it'll show on camera, na?
Also, so much waste of time. If you all are in good vibes, like if there is a scene and everybody's in good vibes, everybody's understanding that, you know, you can fuck up, you can do this, you can forget a dialogue. It's okay, it's only human.
Correct. But the directors who have given hit films and then they make a film in today's era and they don't connect with the world anymore.
Yeah, that's happening. Don't you see that?
It's happening with every film.
I love it, you know. I really mean, I love it that people are changing you know, because there was no so much social media, there was no so many opinions out there. Now everybody has an opinion about what you make. People used to, even today.
People are smarter also today, no?
Because they have a voice. People were always smart, but their voices never came out. Like 20 years ago, if a movie was a hit, if someone told you it was a hit, or if you saw a poster that it was a hit, you always believed it to be a hit, and you went in that mentality only thinking that it's a hit. Now, every movie has different reviews, so everybody has different opinions. So I think times are changing. Even biggest of the films are not working now. Like whoever you are, whatever star you are, if the movie is not good, it's not good. I love that. Like I really love that.
No, but some not good movies also make money. Let's not lie.
Because they know how to do the business. It's not just always art, right?
Yeah.
Even today, so many people. So some people ask me, so are you very sad that you didn't ever like have a big league or a big hit?
Are you?
No, till they asked me this question, I didn't know that existed, okay? Like, their questions make me feel like, oh, there are these sorrows that I didn't even experience. And some people are like, are you really like happy with the person that you became, you are? So it's always the other person's perspective of questions also that make you feel the way you feel. I feel like a successful actor in some places. I feel like a failed actor in some places.
But what defines success for you?
I think my money in my account, define
I
success.
agree. That's literally what I agree with. Because at the end of the day, you can't define success by like, not everyone, like, it's unfortunate that like people like assume that for an actor to be considered successful, you have to be like in those top 4 or 5 actors.
leagues.
But everyone who is doing consistent work is living a comfortable lifestyle.
Absolutely.
And
That
that's
is
what success is.
100%. According to me, I am very successful.
What was the most difficult point in your career in terms of like, did you ever think you wanted to quit what you're doing?
Yes.
When?
So, generally, like I told you, this entire job that I started doing was for money, right? For paying my rents, paying my bills, because there's nobody else to do that. So I took up Bigg Boss. I did a lot of like small roles in movies that I did good roles. I became a main lead, and then because I was not getting any work, I also did a lot of small roles. So people were very like, why is she doing what she's doing? And Bigg Boss, after Bigg Boss, I didn't get work for a while, and I was also like, okay, this is done for me now. What else can I do in life? And then I realized when you acted so long, you also kind of learn the other crafts, because you know how to like dress yourself up. You're better than how you were 5 years ago. So I became good at my craft, but then I was not getting work. And then I was like, okay, I'll wait it out. Then I started traveling. And then when I was traveling, I was like, you know what? I'm going to quit acting for life and I'm going to just keep traveling. I'm going to be a hippie. But then that doesn't really work, because when you're an Indian girl and you've acted and you've already had this amount of fame, and then to go do like a waitress job somewhere after that, because of social media, I don't think you can keep anything secret anymore. Like even if you travel, people always like, you know, you must be an influencer or you must be an actor. And like, yeah, then they're like, why did you quit? So these questions come along and then they don't see you as the person that you are. So I think I started finishing my money, and then I was like, okay, the only thing that pays me enough to sustain my lifestyle is acting. So I came back and then I called people.
But
which I
what
never
made you
did.
want to quit?
Just not being able to find the right kind of work or amount of work, enough work to, you know, continue my life the way. I feel like it was not going anywhere. I felt like I was doing the same thing over and over again, and I lost. I think I stopped enjoying it, like the same thing over and over again. And then came new things, then came new films, and then I was like, okay, I'm doing better. But then I also realized I was being too snobby. When in the beginning I was like, okay, कुछ भी है ठीक है. Then after a couple of years of doing that, I was like, कुछ अच्छा क्यों नहीं मिल रहा? Then that's when that attitude made me want to quit, saying कुछ अच्छा क्यों नहीं मिल रहा, अच्छा क्यों नहीं करने को मिल रहा है. And then I'm like, okay, I'll wait it out. सबका एक time है, अपना time आएगा. Types like I waited for it, but then I couldn't wait for my time to come because I had to make money. Then I started doing TV. I'll tell you what, you're always categorized here. The moment you do something small, you're categorized. The moment you do TV, you become a TV actor. But if you actually ask me, I am an entertainer. Okay, be it TV, be it films, be it an interview, be it anywhere, I'm an entertainer. I'm an actor, entertainer, dancer.
I'm not entertained.
Yeah? Are you sure?
You didn't cry yet.
What a bitch. Anyway, meaning, I think I didn't categorize myself as people did because of the work that I did. Because I did Bigg Boss, because I did TV, I didn't feel like it was a smaller job or an odd job. And people said like all these failed people, failed actors go to Bigg Boss and stuff like that. It's not true. Like there is no such thing called failed actors. I feel like every actor has his time. Some get it at 20, some get it at 30. If you keep at it, at some point you will get. So I think this ideology got me back saying if I keep doing this for a long time, there will be a time where I will make it. Maybe when I'm 40, maybe when I'm 50, maybe I'll be like this senior ass actor who will really like do a great job like Naseeruddin Shah or something one day because I have the experience of it. So I just came back and then I'm doing a lot of work now.
Are you happier now?
Yes, 100%. But this happiness did not come to me from anyone. It came from within, from my own realizations.
So what was making you unhappy, and then what made you realize that this is what you need
What
for
was
happiness?
making me unhappy was people were not, I felt like I was not getting the work that I deserved. because I did Bigg Boss or because I speak the way I speak, because I'm this open girl. And I'll tell you what, a lot of people are scared of working with me because they feel like I'm arrogant. I don't know. Most people expect girls to be like,
Yeah,
"Sir,
submissive.
sir,
Yeah.
and like, sir, please, not work
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
sir, na kitchen." So I can't do that. I actually never reached out to people, even to people that I know I hang out with. I could never go and say, "Hey, can you give me a role?" No. It makes me feel really like bad about myself. I don't know why. That if I have to ask for it, I didn't do like enough learning. So I think I'm now getting films again and I'm working again. But I know there is that one day where I will make it.
But do you get happiness out of the work you do, or is it just something
I
that just work
actually
for
enjoy
you?
everything that I do. That's the good thing and the bad thing also, because I enjoy and I'm so satisfied with what I do. I don't keep like working harder to get where I am. I feel like girls who are like new these days, the new influencers or like this. When I started, there were 2 or 3 Telugu girls. Now there are 30 Telugu, 40 Telugu girls. Like if you ask, there are every girl who's ready to act. I feel like the competition is also so much like more than before. Before there was only fewer options. Now
Yeah, because they were casting North Indians all the time.
yeah, correct. And even today, I think that happens.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, for me, money is not the entire goal also. If the script is nice, I can do it for free. If it is interesting enough, I will put my own money also. I've done that too. It's not like मैं पैसे के लिए ही काम कर रही हूँ. कभी-कभी पैसे चाहिए क्योंकि अगर काम अच्छा नहीं चल रहा तो पैसे मिल रहा है अच्छा है.
No, at the end of the day, it's a balance between what's creatively fulfilling and what's keeping you going also, no?
Exactly. So I pick my work like this. If it is not as interesting a job, but if it is paying me well, I will do it. If it's very interesting and if I don't get paid also, I'll still do it. So it's not like I have any set rules that I follow. I actually follow my instinct a lot. Like वो moment में मन किया तो कर लेती हूँ, मन नहीं किया तो नहीं कर लेती हूँ. I'm telling you what, my being comfortable with what I have already made, from where I have come to where I have come now, I got so comfortable with my life that killed that wanting instinct in my life. Like I want to go do this, go do that.
Self-think Hindi. Great Telugu.
Oh my God, self-dengindi, he said. Please don't put this out. Naak dengtadi. Meaning, like you can put it out. I really don't care. I speak like this anyway. But yeah, like this facade of being an actress, doing things on Instagram will get you work. Let me tell you this. Like if I make enough reels, if I make reels like I'm doing other work.
But does that matter that much, really? That the kind of engagement you have on social media?
100%. Leaving all of this, let me tell you, like a kind of post that I get, like ask me to post for 50,000 or a lakh, I need to make a post or make a reel for them. All that matters to them is how much I'm doing this on, how much activity I'm putting out there, how active am I. If I'm not active enough, there's a girl who's like 200K, but she's active, she's posting 10 videos every day, she gets the job. So this sense of running the competition is always out there, and I got a little laid back because I wanted to also live life, you know.
But you're also in a more comfortable position than you were in earlier.
100%. I couldn't do this 10 years ago. I couldn't afford to do this 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And I couldn't afford to travel or live the life that I'm living right now. And when I see, work is work, life is life. You cannot just keep stressed all your life thinking you didn't make it. Oh shit, you're just this far away. That's not important, you know. You need to keep living your life, doing the things that you're doing, still also wanting to work. Like I think you need to have like these two paths, and one day they'll meet. One day both of these things will happen. And I truly believe it will happen if you're honest with what you're doing. If you're honest and true to yourself, and then you're enjoying your life, you're also doing the work. And I'm very disciplined, okay? Like I'm punctual, disciplined, I'm all of that.
She was 20 minutes early today.
Yeah. 10 minutes late. No, actually.
We said 1:30, you came at 1:10.
Oh yeah. I thought I was late because we decided 1 o'clock. Imagine, see? That's how disciplined.
That's how punctual she is.
Yeah, so
she's my only guest to come on time.
yeah, I like doing my job. Well, if you give me a job, I'll do it. I put my 100% into it. But if I don't get a job, I will 100% live my life. Like, can't quit on life because I'm not getting successful in life, right?
No, but success is just such a loosely thrown term in the film industry. Like, honestly, if you can survive and live a better life than you were living before you got in, it's success.
Yes, then I am successful.
But okay, so you've come from a background where you had no connection to the film industry, which is honestly like already you're already in the back
Win-win
foot.
situation.
With the back foot though,
Yeah.
right? But how do you like if you had to give advice to someone who is like aspiring to be an actor right now in like Tollywood films and wants to make it in Telugu films, what kind of like what should they be their benchmarks of like things that they need to do to kind of get to being able to sustain themselves with work?
Work out, look hot. I'll tell you what gets you work in Telugu film industry, okay? Then don't care about your face. Your body has to be banging, okay? Not that banging. I mean your waistline, and if you're sexy enough, I think if you have sexy enough photo shoots, will get you work in any film industry. I think that's because nobody is actually looking for actors.
But do you think that's true though?
Very, very true. Like I had so much work when I was way more skinnier and thinner. I did an item song. Being sexy and looking fit and like putting out videos of your acting skills out there. I see so many people casted from TikTok and Dubsmash and Instagram these days. Like all they have to do is keep doing content, and at some point some director will see some video like you, find you for the part that they're looking for. Like if someone is looking for an item girl in a movie, like I have to tell you this, I forgot to tell you, because to keep up with the looks of it, like I used to have like a huge forehead, and I used to like be a little more darker. I did a hair transplant because I thought that'll get me like to get more movies, because I used to have a forehead till here, and I thought,
Oh, this is all hair transplant.
yes. And this is the thing that you should really put it out there, because the more you keep trying to change yourself to fit into the actress perspective of like, because everywhere I went, people rejected me because I had a big forehead. I swear. And I'm going to show you pictures. I got it like on internet. My forehead used to get me rejected, and I thought putting hair there would get me accepted, you know. And even today, like wherever I go, any audition that I do, people like make me feel like physically okay, like not so good enough. Like actress भी हाँ actress के लिए कम है, side actress के लिए ज़्यादा है. Like so many things that I did to my hair and my body, my skin, thinking that that will get me work. But I'll tell you what will really get you work is to really be yourself. Go to a meeting, be yourself, talk your mind, tell them what you're expecting, because accepting things in uncomfortable places and doing uncomfortable things is not going to get you big.
Yeah.
100%. So at least you'll have...
It's honesty that will help you, right?
Yes, honesty. With the present internet generation, I really feel like you should put your talent out there. You should do scenes. You should go to acting schools if you have the chance to. I really feel like if you work hard and you keep working hard at doing something, and you know you keep expressing it out there, because you also have a medium now, like show your skills, show your dancing, acting skills, put them out there, someone will see. Like back then 20 years ago, you had to go to offices, audition, meet people and ask people for work. Now with the generation that we live in, you can just put it out there and you will be getting work. I 100% assure you. But like, don't sit and expect miracles to happen. Like, do things, and when you do something from your side, something from the other side, like what you're seeking is already seeking you, right? Like if I'm a good dancer and I keep telling people I'm a good dancer and I don't show any of my good dancing to people, how will they even know? I grew up watching Friends. It's my most go-to comfort show. Like every day I feel like I live with them. So whenever I'm like awake and bored, or I'm watching something or doing anything, Friends is always playing in the background. Raja Raja Chora, I didn't really like expect the movie to be so funny, and one of my friends made me watch it. I really like it. And in Hindi, I really liked Class. I know it was a ripoff of Elite, but they did a great job with casting, and I was so into it, I didn't want to stop watching it, so I continued watching it. Jalsa is one movie in Telugu that I've watched so many times. Jalsa, Pilla Jamindar, and a couple of movies that I keep going with. Kaleja. Jalsa, Kaleja and Pilla Jamindar are my 3 go-to Telugu movies, because these movies are so much fun, so entertaining. You can play them and change your mood. So that's about it.